anniversary day. We're going to do this. A song about me and Hank Aaron, even though we've never met. This dice game's ending with a flash and a blade. It's all in the wrists if you want to get paid. Daddy sold beer at the Black Cat Lounge. He sold a little shine until a man came around. There was a little boy walking through a place like that. He hidden bottle caps with a broomstick bat. Skinny cause there wasn't much and nothing to eat. Walking through the mud cause there wasn't any street. This was Alabama, down the bay with the whole world looking off the other way. Henry Aaron, he was looking for a reason to dream in 47 when a black man signed with a big league team. Jim Crow smiling while the sun beat down on a sandlot field on the wrong side of town. Took it all in stride, striding to the ball. Turn of the wrist, crack, jog and touch 'em all. Jog and touch 'em all. It's 10 years later, still playing the game. Stands full of people screaming out his name. He won the pennant for the Braves with a 4-base knock the same day that they were rioting in Little Rock. Up in old Milwaukee, he was MVP. Back in Alabama, he was still not free to drink a beer in the white man's lounge, not free to have a meal in Mobile downtown. Young man rising through the hard, hot South, speaking his mind with a bat not his mouth and holding it inside, striding to the ball, turn of the wrist, crack, jog and touch 'em all. Jog and touch 'em all. Kept on hitting home runs, didn't matter the pitcher they put up there against him. Koufax, Marischal, Drysdale, Gibson, he hit them one, he hit them all for home runs. Home runs. The Braves moved from Milwaukee down to Atlanta, not far from the Alabama from which he had escaped, and he kept on hitting home runs until after a while there were some people saying he's not hitting home runs at all so much as he's chasing a pinstripe ghost. By the name of Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was something else, y'all. He had 714 home runs in the major leagues, giving him the all-time home run record. Greatest record in all of sports it was. 714 home runs Babe Ruth hit, and they weren't little piddly ones neither. They were mammoth moonshot home runs, you know. He would stand there at home plate. Right after he'd hit the ball, he would stand there at home plate, watch the ball go over the fence with his big old belly jiggling from the aftershock of the blast. See, Babe Ruth didn't do performance-enhancing drugs like some of those guys are purported to do these days. Babe Ruth did performance-restricting drugs like some of y'all are doing tonight. Yeah! Cheers. Babe Ruth was wild and loud and funny and white, and Hank Aaron was none of that stuff, y'all. He just shut up and he hit. He shut up and he hit home runs. More than 30 every year, home runs. Sometimes people would clap when he'd hit a home run. After a while, there were people who would boo, and then there were people who even threatened to gun him down, threatened to kill him for hitting home runs, for being a good baseball player, for being arguably even a better baseball player than the great Babe Ruth, and for challenging the Babe's record of 714 home runs. Greatest record in all sports, it was. Challenge it on April 8th, 1974, 37 years ago tonight. Hank Aaron hit a baseball over the left field wall in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Pitcher was Al Downing. I believe a Braves relief pitcher named Tom House caught that ball in the bullpen. The bullpen was just beyond the left field fence. That was home run number 715 for Hank. Giving him one more than the Babe, 714. Giving him Hank Aaron, the all-time home run record. Greatest record in all sports. They jogged around first and second. Two knucklehead kids came out from the stands, tried to chase him down as he was going towards third. They just wanted to pat him on the back. He didn't know that. I've apologized since then. No, it's not true. I was
2 or 4.
I was 3.
Rub it in.
Anyway, he went a little faster around third. And they're at home plate with a tag around an egg that said authorized, you know, a field pass. There was his mama, Hank Aaron's mama, from a little town called Down the Bay, Alabama, not far from Mobile. Lord, the changes she had seen in her life, and she was there. 60,000 plus people standing up, cheering. Her son jogging around third base, heading towards home, and she was at home plate. There were a bunch of reporters around her, scurrilous reporter types. They were gathered around her. They were shouting, "How does it feel? How does it feel to be the mother of the all-time home run king?" And she just kept shouting, "I don't know. I don't know." One time I was a little kid. I was in a beauty salon in Atlanta, Georgia. I was waiting on my grandmother while she got her hair did. There are all these ladies around, and they had these, what I thought were flying saucers on their heads. I come to find out those were hair dryers. They were big, though. They looked like flying saucers to me. They were hair dryers, those big, loud hair dryers, you know. And imagine those ladies were in their own little world with those hair dryers on, you know. You didn't have to worry about nothing. They couldn't even hear their cell phones ring. Anyway, I had on a Braves t-shirt, and this one lady, they took the flying saucer off of her head, and she came over to where I was, and she said, "Who's your favorite player?" And I said, "Hank Aaron." And she said that it was too bad that he had gotten that home run record. And she said that it was too bad that they never seemed to let us keep anything for ourselves. I was just a little child, you know. I didn't know that that lady and I had any part of that home run record. I was confused as to how Hank Aaron had taken it from us. Anyway, I couldn't tell you that lady's name. I don't think I ever saw any newspaper articles about her, or magazine articles about her, or movies about her. Never saw her interviewed on the All-Star game or nothing. Hank Aaron, though, he did pretty good for himself. Pretty good. But I do think that maybe it bothered him. I think it kindly may have shocked him to find that the more truth and beauty he put out there into this world, the more lies and ugliness came right back at him. Maybe that's the way that it works sometimes. Maybe that's the way it works a lot of the time. Maybe that's the way it works. And this dice game's ended with a flash of a blade, but it's all in the wrists if you want to get paid. Daddy sold beer at the Black Cat Lounge. He sold a little shine until the man came around. Little boy walking through a place like that, hitting bottle caps with a broomstick bat. Skinny, cause there wasn't much of nothing to eat. Walking through the mud cause there wasn't any street. That was Alabama down the bay, whole world looking off the other way. Henry Aaron, he was looking for a reason to dream, and when the dream came true, that's when the world got really mean. He opened up a death threats in the mail cause he was taking a hammer to a great white whale. He had no place to hide, striding to the ball, turn of the wrist, crack, jog and touch 'em all. Jog and touch 'em all.